Wonderful. Good afternoon or evening for some of you. Uh, Happy to have you here all on the call for today's program overview about Canada. Happy to also welcome you here to this call. So my name is Ivan, originally from Switzerland. I'm talking to you from Dubai. And here in Dubai is Passport Legacy's head office. So also in the name of Passport Legacy, a warm welcome from our side. Happy to give you also a quick introduction of who we are and who is in the call with us and who will present. So as mentioned, my name is Ivan, originally from Switzerland, and Passport Legacy itself is also a Swiss company and a specialist in citizenship and residency by investment. Here in Dubai is our head office, but beside of the head office, we have a few other offices around the world, in Lebanon, Pakistan. We have two in Nigeria and as well one in Singapore. And from Singapore with us is Daniel, our managing director, who will give you a short overview of what we are doing as a company before we will dive into the details of the Canadian program.
Thank you so much, Ivan. It's a pleasure to welcome you all. I'm talking to you from our office in Singapore. Today, the focus is really to explain to all you how investors around the globe can obtain residency in Canada by investing. But this is one of the programs we do. And for those that are looking for relocations around the world, Canada is definitely one of the top options, followed by the USA, the UK, where we can assist. For those that are interested in obtaining golden visas in Europe, Spain, Portugal, Greece are the most sought after programs that we can assist with. And for those that want to invest in a second passport by not relocating and having the option to travel the world visa-free, countries like Antigua, Barbuda, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Dominica, Turkey, Vanuatu are countries where people, after due diligence, can invest in the country and obtain a passport. Of course, we assist also people that would like to settle down in the Emirates. So Dubai is also a very more popular program. But now, without any further ado, I would like to welcome Slava, our partner for Canada, who will be basically presenting us the benefits of obtaining residency in Canada, as well as explaining us how the process works. Thank you so much, Slava. The stage is yours.
Oh, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Ivan. I'm very happy to be here. I'm in Toronto. For those of you that haven't seen, that's what the background of Toronto actually looks like. I'll showcase why I like being here in Canada. Now, I personally immigrated to Canada about 35 years ago. I traveled to about 15 countries every single year. At the worst year, I have spent time in 60 airports in a single year. So that's a lot of flying. And yes, I do prefer Canada over any other country. And hopefully that comes out as well today. So I'm happy to highlight what Canada is for you and how you can come here through a business path. That's my job for today. Talk about the process, why Canada, timing, and then we are going to open it up for questions and answer. My goal is to spend only about half an hour to go through slides. Now, we are recording this for you, so if you are not catching some of the information, obviously, we will be able to share this recording with you. And if any of you have any questions, you can do a private message directly to Daniel or to Ivan, or in a group environment, you can do a question as well. Just find a chat button in this Zoom call. So I'm going to start sharing my screen with you now. So my company in Canada is a pure processing company. We actually don't deal with immigration. We leave it to Daniel, we leave it to Ivan, we leave it to Passport Legacy team. So for any advice on what is right for you, we leave it to them. We are here to make sure that your business proposal, and that's what's going to be required at the very end of this path, gets approved. That's our job. We work strictly with the immigration professionals as the back office. And to start off with, why people would want to come to Canada and what do I do here? Well, my job, I work inside of many aspects of angel investment systems, incubation systems, startup, visa ecosystems, which are all separate from each other. I teach and I mentor and I work at multiple incubators. I vet and I even invest and I sponsor multiple angel investment groups. All of that ties in together in our team's knowledge. We are the startup experts, how to help people qualify to come to Canada under entrepreneurship visa. I do due diligence and vetting of and interviewing of the candidates. So that gives me kind of that insider knowledge track of what government is looking for and what something which I'm going to discuss shortly called designated organizations are looking for in approval of people. Now, I teach in those incubators, I've written books, I've even been on a cover of a magazine, but this is on the next slide here, you're going to see what a graduating class looks like. Everyone in this picture were students going through the program, a very quick 2-week program. They got approved thereafter, and then they went on towards their application for permanent residency in Canada. You can see how all of them are happy. They are from all over the world. They are, as you can see here, from Nigeria, from Vietnam, Iran, China, Turkey, Egypt, Russia, India, and many other countries. I act as part of the deal screening committee, meaning I'm one of those people that's behind the scenes, figures out who should be the right person for this program. But at the very end, we're going to give you some guarantees as well, meaning anyone that is working with Passport Legacy, we're going to be able to say, if they have done your vetting, we will accept them. So you can kind of have that to look forward to. So we have been teaching in person for many years, but ever since pandemic, we started to teach on Zoom, online. So you don't have to come here to pre-qualify. What I like about people coming here to learn in person how to do business. We have even dignitaries showing up. Like this is on the bottom right, me receiving an award for making a world of difference in lives of new Canadians and recognizing for outstanding effort and contribution to successive mentorship programs. On the top right, you're seeing Director General of Foreign Credentials. On the bottom right, you're seeing former Deputy Minister of Citizenship of Immigration. There are previous immigration ministers in these photos and current. I know you're not from Canada. Those people may not ring a bell or familiarity, but these are dignitaries coming up and congratulating people coming through this process. Now, my office is located in Toronto, right next to some of the famous office brands such as Facebook, Uber, Amazon, Rogers, LinkedIn, Google. These are large companies right around where my office is. So a lot of companies, international companies, are choosing Toronto or Canada to become their home bases based on tax advantages, access to labor market, access to US, and many other reasons why they're choosing where I live in Toronto or in Canada in general as their home base as well. In our offices, we hold a lot of seminars. So for example, in the last one, we had 20 representatives of general counselors around the world in our office, actually around Christmas time or around New Year's time, celebrating their events right in our offices. We're hosting them and educating how to help their countrymen come to Canada and expand their businesses here. So, but there's a great reason for it. I live in Canada and there are good reasons for others people to consider. Now, Passport Legacy will give you choices. They'll give you choices from around the world. But here are my choices why I choose to only promote Canada. Canada is the most researched country in the world when it comes to people wanting to relocate to, doubling or tripling some of the other popular places. Once someone gets permanent residency or citizenship, they're almost identical in their nature in Canada. Once they get permanent residencies, it is good for their kids because Canadian universities cost about half of what American universities cost. They would pay as permanent residents or citizens a third of university fees as local versus international students. They have the right to free education up to age of 18 in Canadian public system. They can live and they can work anywhere. They can apply for a passport after permanent residency in a short of 3 years. There's lots of great business tax discounts, lots of job protections, lots of great healthcare benefits. There is no ban on buying real estate after they have landed as permanent residents in Canada. It's family-style immigration. So when someone qualifies as a permanent resident, entire family with kids under 22 are qualified as well. So we're talking about your entire family with their possibility of moving here. We have pension plans, and Canada even allows for dual citizenships, and I know not a lot of countries do. Unlike America, which is our closest neighbors, we offer free healthcare, and free means public, maternity care, surgeries, treatments, hospitalization, family doctors, second opinions, emergency services, walk-ins. So there is a lot of free services that are available to those that are in Canada. On the business side, it is in the top 5 most attractive countries for entrepreneurs. So if you're investment minded, if you're entrepreneurial minded, this is a great opportunity for you to come to Canada. There's a lot of great minded, like-minded individuals like you. And we have a higher educational attainment over anywhere else in the world, better educated than any OECD country. 70% of Ontario, this is where I'm located in Toronto, in the province of Ontario, 70% of Ontario adults possess a post-secondary education, a rate higher than any other OECD country. Or if we were to compare it to America, they are at 48 and we are at 70%. Another great reason, Canada is considered to be one of the best places to live and work. We have top 3 cities and of top 10 cities in the world considered the most livable cities in Canada. And for those of you that are not familiar with Canadian climate, I was born in European side of the world, so I still enjoy having all 4 seasons. I enjoy having winter and I enjoy having summer. But for those people that say, hey, Canada may be too cold for me, in a region of Canada, in British Columbia, we even have rainforest, meaning very nice, mild temperature year-round. So you get to pick your own climate as well when you are moving to Canada. On the business side, if you wanted to come to Canada and you're building a business here, Canada has one of the least amount of corruption in the world. You're free to build the business the way you want to, and Canadians are really happy. Canadians rank their life satisfaction on an average higher than most of the other countries. They are in the top 3. So if you're looking for your children's happiness, for your own personal happiness, business happiness, definitely Canada is the place for you to come. And there's lots of studies to back up the happiness factor behind it as well. I also look for the countries that have not a lot of security. Canada is a G7 leader in terms of safe places to live and to conduct business under fairly administered judicial system, which is built on a British style of the judicial system. We also have a great reputation. In fact, the best reputation out of any other country, and Canadians really think that living in Canada is awesome. That's their wording, but I do believe in that as well. For children, especially for children, Canada reports the lowest rate of assaults of any other country in a Better Living survey. So it's a nice and safe place for you to live. And considering there's a lot of places around the world that are polluted today, Canadian air is cleaner than most of the other areas. For business side, I know you're probably thinking, when are we going to get to how to get to Canada? We're getting to that slide too. Canada has one of the lowest taxes, marginal effective tax rate in all the G7 countries. You have lots of great write-offs for manufacturing, for cost specified, for clean energy. You have lots of great business write-offs as well. So lots of great incentives. Now let's talk about immigration to Canada. Canada is welcoming. We're going to be discussing startup visa as the program. Canada has a goal. We are a 40 million people country as of a couple of weeks ago. So we've been growing. We're now growing at 500,000 people per year. We have a goal to go from 40 million to 100 million. Lots of opportunities for you and for your family. Canada wants to embrace as many people as possible. But mainly what Canada wants, directly on the Government of Canada website, it says that Canada wants entrepreneurs, and they started a program called Startup Visa. Startup Visa attracts people from all over the world, and Startup Visa really means entrepreneurial visa. If you plan to come to Canada and open up a business, a brand new business, or if you want to extend an existing business, Canada wants to welcome you. And looking historically, from about 2015 to about 2021, people were welcome from all over the world. India, China, Iran, Hong Kong, UK, Brazil, Russia, Turkey, many countries that are being approved. In the past, most of the programs, we were seeing people from India, from Pakistan, but in this particular program, people are applying and being approved from all over the world. So what is this startup visa all about? It really starts with how Canada feels about immigration. Canada is very much in welcoming of new immigrants. And one of the famous speeches by our Prime Minister, he said that Canada is mostly known for its resources, which is true. We have a lot of great resources. But what he says, he wants Canada to be known for its resourceful people, entrepreneurial spirit. So they launched Startup Visa as a billboard campaign at first in America, saying, hey, are you there on an H-1B visa? Come to Canada. We have a Startup Visa program. And even previous immigration minister, Jason Kenney, was at trade shows promoting Startup Visa. They launched billboards. They've attracted people even on social media. During the pandemic, our government was on Twitter saying, hey, everything is closed, but Startup Visa is open. Apply for this program. Now, Canada is not the only country in the world that offers that as an entrepreneurial path. Canada started in 2013 with Startup Visa as the program, but Canada is the only country in the world that offers it as the path to permanent residency. Every other country offers it as a temporary work visa program. So as a permanent resident, you can live, you can naturalize. Your kids, if they're born in Canada, become automatic citizens. You have a path from permanent residency to citizenship just in 3 years. So it's a very easy path. In order to incentivize people to come here on their program, in the first close to 10 years of the program, it was also one of the faster economic types of immigration to Canada. It used to take close to a year to full permanent residency. After pandemic, the timelines got expanded to over 30 months, but government is promising to shorten it for this program and for many other programs, such as federal self-employed person, provincial nominee programs, and many other programs. They're promising to shorten the timelines. But one of the advantages of Startup Visa program, for those of you from around the world listening to this webinar live or later on in the recording, it has one of the lowest qualification levels of English or French. So meaning for federal Startup Visa, you only need equivalency of IELTS level 5 out of 12, instead of many other Canadian programs starting at 6 and at 7. Now in Canada, typically people qualify in mass through our comprehensive ranking system, point-based system that you would get points for age or for work experience or for language proficiency. But under this program, there is no scoring of it. So they removed scoring, they removed education requirement, and they removed age requirement, meaning whether you're an 18-year-old or an 80-year-old, you can still qualify under this program, which is great for family-run businesses that are multi-generational as well for you. Even though I'm making this program sound too good, not a lot of people qualified and get approved in the first 5 years. In the first 5 years, less than 1,000 applicants got approved. And there is the reason number one. When you are working together with Passport Legacy, when you're working together with us at Startup Visa, we ensure that your business proposal package is properly prepared. Majority of the people, over 99% of the people disqualified on the basis of their business proposal. And this is something that we are going to help you to make sure that you get approved on those bases. The entire process looks in the following way. Once Passport Legacy assesses your admissibility, meaning you have enough funds, you speak English or French well enough, you have medical and criminal clearance, very soft admissibility issues, our team will start working on your business proposal. And the business proposal, that's on the basis of that, that's kind of the 99% of the failures or successes. We guarantee you this process that your business plan, business proposal is going to be approved. We approve it through something called a designated organization. I'll have a slide about that very shortly. That will issue to you a letter of approval, which is called a letter of support, that signifies that your business has been vetted for growth, for innovation, for hiring plans, meaning for future projections of what that business would do. Now, any size of business can get approved, small business to a large business. Any hiring plan can get approved from a few people to hundreds of people. Every type of industry can get approved, from manufacturing to logistics to internet technology to healthcare. Many businesses can get approved. So the most important portion is to make sure you have the right business proposal together. Once you have the letter of support ready, next day, we can already have Passport Legacy team apply for your permanent residency or for your work permit. And there is a great announcement. A few weeks ago, Government of Canada said, in the past, they used to give away just a 1-year closed work permit, but now they're saying instead of 1-year work permit, everyone can now qualify for a 3-year open work permit. And really what that means, you can come to Canada, you can still get a job somewhere else while you are working on your business, you and your spouse at the same time. So that's a great announcement from Minister Sean Fraser that came out just a little bit over a week from ago. So once you have your either open work permit or permanent residency, you can come to Canada and you can start a business. If you choose to stay in your own country all the way until you receive your permanent residency, you can do that. You don't have to show up to Canada first. You can register your business, start your business, invest in your business, or register, whatever you need to do to get your business going after you receive your permanent residency. When you spend 3 out of 5 years in Canada, you can now also apply for citizenship. You can apply for passport. So if you live in countries like Dubai, where there is no clear side of path to get the passport or citizenship, this is a great opportunity for you to naturalize your family, to extend your business, to start your business here. And it all starts with this letter of support. This letter of support, this is something that we can help you get, signifies that you have the right business proposal. The good thing is it's not Government of Canada that reads your business plan and business proposal. They outsource it to a group of industry professionals. They outsource it to venture capital funds, angel investment groups, and business incubators. These are the organizations where I work. That's what gives me that knowledge on how to help you prepare that business presentation package to make sure that you can get approved later on by them. What we're looking for in total qualification, it may sound very easy, such as English or French on a scale of 5 out of 12, sufficient settlement funds, and which are minor, family of 4, under 25,000 Canadian. And by the way, if you have questions later on, you can still type them in. We're going to answer them. I see quite a few people are joining in later. I think in the last 10 minutes, I've admitted about 10 more people into this conversation, into this presentation. So as we are recording it, you're going to be able to get information from before, kind of what we have discussed as well. So you also have to have medical and criminal clearance. You have to have an innovative startup. And you have to have support from a designated organization. Again, these are the organizations where I work, so I know exactly how to qualify what to put into your proposal to make sure that it kind of ticks all the check marks of what they are looking for. There are many ways to come to Canada. StartUp visa is the economic path. StartUp visa is the path that actually even costs less than others. Let me give you an example. There are 3 similar sounding economic style immigrations to Canada. We're only concentrating on the best performing one called StartUp visa today. But just to give you difference between them. In the past in Canada, we used to have Quebec investment program. They are reviving it again, but the history on it, it cost $1.2 million to apply. You have to have extra $2 million just on the money side. We also have provincial entrepreneur program where every province had their own minimums and maximums. And to come back to just to compare to where I live in Ontario, it would have been 600,000 in a major city in Ontario. You had to arrive with extra 800,000. You had to create 2 jobs as well. It'll cost you close to $1 million here, over $1 million there, which is a fraction of the cost of your requirements under StartUp visa. The lending, the settlement dollars, I already said, are under 25,000 for a family of 4, and then whatever is your business process requires. So it's a fraction of the cost. So please speak to Passport Legacy about the total pricing structure for your entire family. Additionally, admissibility requirements, we have a low level of 5 requirement versus 7 in some of the provinces. We do not, unlike provincial and Quebec programs, we don't require management experience. We don't require business experience. We don't require historic proof of funds, like 10 years worth of history under Quebec. We don't require post-lending performance. So there's a lot of check marks that Startup Visa gets, especially for speed versus 12 to 30 months versus 6 to 7 years in Quebec's program. And we have a federal program, meaning except for Quebec, you can move anywhere in Canada instead of sticking to a specific province. So these are some of the details behind it, just so you know you are in the right program. The total benefits of this program, we call it too good to be true. This is the most screenshot-based page that I have. This is not a point-based immigration, meaning there's not a lot of qualification points. We can pre-qualify you in advance. There is no high net worth requirement. There is no high net investment requirement. There is no historic management or entrepreneur experience requirement. Any stage of business idea or ongoing will qualify you. Any type of business. Besides Quebec, you can move anywhere in Canada. It's federal immigration. There is no age restriction. If you decide not to proceed with your business after you get your permanent residency, it is still okay. At least you have given it a chance to start your business here in Canada, giving it an irrevocable permanent residency status, which is much better than in many of the other countries. Very fast style of immigration, 2 to 3 years for permanent residency, or just a few months for you to arrive here with a work permit. Again, a few months and you could be here under work permit. Very low level of English or French requirement, only level 5 out of 12. No visa officer interview and business interview only, and any education level. If you're sitting in this meeting or later on watching this on YouTube or any other channel, you're saying, why is Canada doing it that way? Well, Canada has a lot of success stories. For example, 3 Iranian brothers arrived under this program, under Startup Visa program, and started a company called Applyboard, which is now worth $4 billion. So Canada wants to attract future entrepreneurs here. Canada wants to bring in and give you a chance to at least start a business. If you don't succeed in business, it is okay. Our program, we help you with the full business package. We make sure that you get to the most important point, and we even provide a money-back guarantee, 100% money-back guarantee, not on immigration, but on your qualification of your business being approved for this letter of support. This is the most important milestone in the entire process. We actually offer 100% money-back guarantee. We're putting this in the recording, and this is being streamed live for you as well. For some of you, we're going to choose angel investment path, where I work. For some of you, we're going to choose a business incubator, where I work. And the reason why we do it, we will help you refine your business plan and business proposal package. We can get you access to hundreds of thousands of free mentorship and software if you go through these processes. We can help you receive all of the completion certifications. We can introduce you to investors that later on will even invest in your business, get introduced to bankers, get you business support, get you access to lawyers, workspaces, accountants, and mentors, and we can help you qualify. Who qualifies? Any unique business venture. You can be of any age as long as you have English or French, so on the Canadian language benchmark level 5. You don't have to have a success guarantee of your business. You just have to have an intent to operate in Canada. You have to own that company or majority of the company, either by the time you land in Canada or as you are arriving in Canada. And the best part is you can have up to 5 partners in your business. So if you're a family business, it is okay. If you have multiple partners, it is okay. Because what government of Canada wants to have is the business survivability, growth, that you can give others and yourself a place to work. So you can get access to mentors, people that will support you in that business, access to funding and hiring support. I have just a few more slides left. I want to make sure that you are there ready to ask any questions. You can type them in for everyone to see, for just myself, just to Daniel, just to Ivan, or many of the other representatives here from Passport Legacy. What type of business? Any innovative business qualifies under this program. So even if you're not seeing your industry on the screen right now, you will know that any innovative business, we will work with anyone in any industry to make sure that we can help you qualify through this path. And the path is rather simple. The process, once you sign up and sign off, the very next step, we are going to go through with you what is that idea that you want to bring to Canada. Then we'll help you pass the interview by training you and coaching you and helping you with documentation. Once you pass the interview, you're going to get accepted in one of the designated organizations, angel, venture capitalists, or incubator groups. Our team is there with you side by side to completion. That's what we're providing the guarantee for. And we are there to ensure that you get the most important document, which is the letter of support that later on leads to your application for permanent residency or for work permit. Everyone on this call has only one goal for you here. We want you to see the sign. We want you to see the sign that says, welcome to Canada. We want to invite you under Canada's StartUp visa and join some of the other famous Canadians. I'm going to leave a very last slide here for you. Canada is famous for many things, but our biggest exports are even our entertainment. So you get to pick out on screen, who do you know? And all of these people on the screen are Canadian. So at this point, I will leave it back. Daniel, for you to take away, Ivan, for you to take away. We're open for questions. Anyone that wants to find out more about how this program works. Again, my name is Slava Appel. I work not directly with you. I work through Passport Legacy to ensure that we can help you qualify. Passport Legacy is your advisor on which path is right for you. And we're right there in Canada on the ground to help you fulfill the rest of it. So over to you, Daniel. Over to you, Ivan.
Thank you so much, Slava. Very clear as usual. If someone wants to question anything, please, this is the right time. You can unmute your microphone and speak up, or you can just write in the chat. I think there is Mr. Tunde who is speaking, but at the moment we don't hear. 1 second, because I see that the connection. Yeah, now you may speak, I believe.
So we have lots of people in the room with us. So anyone, any questions you can ask live, or you can type it in.
Okay, so okay, there are a few questions coming in.
And I'm seeing some great accolades, so thank you as well.
Hi, I'm here to do the last interview. Good job.
You want to answer, Slava?
I don't think I've heard the question.
Okay, so there is one that was directly asked to me, which is, what's the cost of this process?
All right, the costs are actually, if you were to compare them around the world versus top 50 different immigration paths, if you were to choose residency by investment, citizenship by investment, if you're going to choose any country in the world, we end up being one of the lowest costs, because this is immigration based on your qualification as business. So, and the exact number is unknown until we know the size of the team, until the maturity of your business, if you're going through an immigration path through an incubator or an angel group. So all those things we will need to know in advance, but I'll give you the range. It can be very, very low, $20,000, $30,000 if everything is ready to go. And if you have a mature business, meaning we just plug you into the process, into hundreds of thousands of dollars, $200,000 to $300,000 if you are at a very basic level and you have multiple members. So we want to make sure that we have the right conversation with you based on where you qualify.
Slava, let me add something here. So let's assume someone has no idea, very little entrepreneurial experience, and they just want to move to Canada. They have the funds and they have some working experience, maybe in some organization. So for such a situation, basically, what would be the maximum range we are looking at?
So what you were really saying, hey, I'm an investment-minded individual. I plan to open up the business yet. I'm open to ideas. I'm open to invest into business. How much will it cost? So in reality, it is, so yes, we can take you on as a client. Yes, we can help you refine and do all of the local research. What is the most appropriate thing based on your background and based on your education? Once we find what that opportunity is, we can give you that price point. If someone is going to open up a manufacturing facility or a chemical facility, that's going to be a lot more. If someone is going to open up, let's say, an IT firm, internet technology firm, it will be much, much less because it requires less of that startup capital. So it is based on amount of work and research that is needed. I can give you that the average is anywhere between $200,000 to $300,000 would be the right average for somebody that is in the very beginning of stage. Just think of it, you still need to invest a lot into that business.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Slava. There are a few follow-up questions. One is, what is the time frame to get the visa? Can we get it this year?
So, so can you get it this year? You can, most probably, depending on the country they're in. So there's a lot of ifs. Most probably, depending on the country that you are in, get here to Canada under work visa, meaning you go through the startup visa path. Then we apply for your work visa. So you can do your entire waiting for permanent residency while you're here in Canada. So yes, you can get here by the end of the year. However, majority of the people are choosing to stay in their own countries, continue working wherever they're working or working on their business all the way until they receive their permanent residency. So not moving here. If you choose to move here, great, we'll support you. If you choose to stay in your country, great, we'll support you as well.
Fantastic. Chinedu is asking, what is the step to all these processes? Probably is meaning, what is the first step?
The very first step, speak to Daniel or Ivan. So definitely not to us. They are the ones that are doing your admissibility. Typically what they will need from you, and I'm speaking on your behalf here, your passport, your resume, a bank statement, those are the top 3 things that are needed. You don't need to go too deep into it, just whatever you have currently.
Fantastic. I don't see any other questions coming through. So I suggest to all of those that are in the audience, if you have Ivan contact, reach out directly to him. If you're based in Asia, you can contact our Singapore office. If you don't have our contact, you can find our website, www.passportlegacy.com. You find us on Instagram, as well as you can write us an email by replying to the invitation email that you received for this webinar. Meanwhile, another question came in, just one second. Can we have this information detailed in a written material? Of course we can. Please reach out to us and we will basically follow up with all the information, with the fact sheet, the steps and so forth. And of course, ideally, would be even better to arrange a call so that we can discuss your family situation and see what is the best solution. Please, can you share your email address for the follow-up? Okay, so now in the chat, I will write Ivan email address. Ivan, you want to write it in the chat, please? And then I will write mine as well. Daniel.duric@passportlegacy.com. So if someone want to write me, you can write me here, and Ivan will now write perfect.
And for those of you that are in the recording, so those that are going to be listening to recording, contact through Passport Legacy website. There's a contact form as well.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Slava. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending this. The whole idea was basically to explain that in Canada wants to attract talents, wants to attract investor, and if you go for it, you basically obtain a permanent residency that leads you to citizenship if you live in Canada for a certain number of years. And we and Slava together, we will help you through this journey. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, Slava.
Interrupt. There's another question which came in, which I think is a very interesting one, which we could quickly talk about as well. And the question is, kindly elaborate on angel investment and what is the difference between a capital venture fund?
All right.
So it's about
for-
the routes to get the letter of support.
Sure. For that, I'll use some visuals as well. Might as well, since I do have a PowerPoint still open. So depending on where your business is today, if you're at idea stage versus you're already with customers in market validation, or if you have a large scaling business. So depending on where you are, the appropriate path for qualification is there for you. And how it works under this program, if you are early stage company, most appropriate place for you most probably is going to be through Business Incubator. They deal with early stage companies to accelerate their growth, to help them with their growth. If you have a later stage company, such as already in market, revenue generating, scaling, then you have a co-investment based path through angel investment group or venture capital group available to you. What that means is under Incubator, you are self-funded. You're saying, I have everything to get my business going. Under Angel Group and Venture Capital Group, you can say, I have everything, but I need some more money, some more mentorship, and my business is investable in. And because of that, we would help you with your application through Angel Group or through Venture Capital Group as well. So the difference between them, every one of them issues exact same letter of support, except you are self-funded through a business incubator and you are asking for someone else through an angel group to invest at the minimum of $75,000 into your business, and as a venture capitalist at the minimum of $200,000 in your company. Success rates are pretty much similar of whether you're going to go through an incubator, angel, or venture capital group. It just all depends on where is your business venture today. And again, we will help you in either one of those paths.
Thank you, Slava.
Okay, I see one more question. I'm liking this late questions in there. Thank you. The question says, what kind of business can qualify for business incubation? So in reality, and later on, you'll rewind and rewatch this video, any business in any field, as long as it's a legal business. So you can qualify for it. So whether you have an engineering or internet technology or transportation, medical devices, food business, any business can qualify for any one of the paths, as long as it is innovative, as long as you have a way to grow it here in Canada.
There was just a small addition as well on this question. He was mentioning that he's a power host on Airbnb since 6 years.
So we have done a lot of people in hospitality. We have done hundreds of cases that are successful. A lot of them are in hospitality. So because you have experience in, as you call yourself, power host in Airbnb, so you are in a hospitality business. You can open up a hospitality business. You can open up hospitality technology, check-in methods, locking methods, accounting methods, many different businesses around that hospitality you can open up here in Canada. But if you have kind of these types of specific questions, because you don't want anyone stealing your ideas, this video is going to be on the internet for a very long time. Ask those types of questions about your specifics in private.
Thank you, Slava, as usual.
Yep.
Yes, we can share the recording.
Yeah, the next question
Absolutely.
comes up. So will this recording be shared with us? Answer is yes. And please share it with your entrepreneurial friends.
Exactly. From my side is everything. Ivan, do you want to add anything?
From my side, and also in the name of Passport Legacy in general, thank you very much for joining our webinar. Thank you very much, Slava, for the great presentation. As always, very informative. And as well, thanks for listening. Whenever you have additional questions, we're happy to look into it. Do the first step, and once we get more into details and want to move forward, we will meet Slava again and start the process, hopefully, with you.
All right, and from my side, again, thank you, Passport Legacy, for inviting me to helping you expose how great Canada is. Once you are seeing this recording, make sure you click like and subscribe so you can be alerted. The second new video is up with even more information. So please click like and please click subscribe in this video. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.